Hello, beautiful, beloved twin flames. I am now recording Twin Flame Physics 333, part 3, and it's interesting how this has all kind of come together to be presented in this way, because particularly what I is the symbol for the 3 that has been coming a lot into my awareness is the triangle, so the 3, and that has been with me for quite a part of this journey. I remember there was at one point I was really being shown, look at these triangles, and so I would see the 2 triangles and the way that they would create a diamond shape together, or the 2 triangles on top of each other creating the 6-pointed star, and the symbolism of the upward triangle representing the masculine and the downward facing triangle representing the feminine. And then more recently, with all this information download around the atoms and the molecules, and how the atom symbolism of the atom with the circles together, when they cross over each other in the middle, they also create the triangles together, and on top of each other again the 6-pointed star. So all of the symbology and sacred geometry and the way that physics and science are meeting together to create what's the word I'm looking for, upgrade us, or in terms of our awareness and our knowledge, and how this all fits together in a day-to-day kind of regular experience. I'm going to try and bring that down to a level of just how the 3, the symbolism of the 3 is operating on as part of our journey, as part of the bigger journey of life, but particularly, of course, for twin flames. So now I'm doing this recording sitting outside, and I'm sitting beside a lake that I live next to, and it's just really beautiful being able to sit outside in nature. And the last recording I did, I really made a point of encouraging people to spend more time in nature, and I've been getting that message also a lot lately. So, whenever I can, I try and get outside and be on the grass, have my feet on the earth, or be near water or animals, or be in the sunshine or the garden. And so anyway, that's kind of going a little bit off topic, but slightly related. So now, more recently with the 3, the other part of the trinity of the 3 is in many sacred religions of time past of talking about the Trinity, and so we talk about the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Obviously, a very masculine representation of a Trinity. In many ways, in the twin flame journey, what I'm being shown is that Trinity is between yourself and God and your twin flame. And so God being however you feel to interpret that within your heart space, whether you prefer to see it more scientifically as just a universal kind of consciousness or force an unseen force, or whether you have a different kind of representation to you of what that power of the universe really means to you. So I'll use that term source or divine or God interchangeably, and it means all the same thing. The universe, to me, it's all one and the same. So love is also so. So recently I was given, so there is a little bit more symbology around the physics of the 2 triangles put together and how they relate back to cellular and atomic structures and the symbology of all of that. And I've actually put a link to a really good article below, and I won't go into that too much, but what I'm going to try and do is show how the sacred geometry and all of the symbology of the sacredness of the triangles and all of these kind of things relate to our everyday experience. So if you want to know more about that symbology, check out this really great article that I've put the link below to find out how amazing all of this really is. Because also this week, when I was questioning what am I going to be talking about, I had a sign, and as we know, twin flames, we love our signs and symbols, and I looked to the side one day as I was driving off to work, and I saw the sign on the side of the road which was just advertising like a builder firm or something like that, company, and the symbolism was 2 triangles, and I was like, you guys again. So okay, yes, I do have to talk about this, it's really important. So I wonder how many others of you have also noticed these signs and how significant they are and how important they are. So anyway, it was actually this last week, it's been really intense for a lot of us. It's been a full moon in Pisces with an eclipse, and it was also my birthday. So I had that energy going on last week, and I went away and did a retreat, and I went right away up in nature from away from cell phones, no reception, and wanted to be close to nature and be near the river and a forest valley, and it was just beautiful getting away from it all and taking that time to retreat. Now, I was sort of had a mixed feeling about whether I wanted to just do that by myself on my own, or if I wanted other people to join me. So I decided to do a combination, and part of that time I wanted to be alone, and then I put out an invitation for some people to join me. In particular, one of those people to join me was my twin. Now the weather turned really quite bad, and it wasn't particularly a great weather for camping, and because people couldn't get in touch with me, I was out of range. I really just had to surrender to whoever may show up at the time, and so just really, again, that connection with the universe, like myself feeling, totally in surrender. Again, that's that connection between myself and that Trinity. One point is myself, the other point is Source, the universe, God, Creator. Just really feeling as if I'm in trust that whatever may be will be, whether it's the highest good is for me to be alone in this time and spending this time alone with myself, or whether I was the highest good was for other people to join me, in which case I was in total non-attachment, didn't have any expectation, really in surrender to whatever that outcome would be. So I noticed on that night, as the time went on, I did start to get a little part of me that was like, oh, it would be quite nice if somebody showed up. And, of course, that somebody in particular would be great if it was my twin flame. But I've learnt along the way that I, can't control, manipulate, or try and have an expectation about these things. But I did start to think to myself, in some ways this is really great and we do have a lovely friendship, but it would be really nice if he showed up for me, and wouldn't it be great? And so again, a little bit of a battle within myself, but the universe and my higher self and that connection there was constantly saying, just trust in whatever it shall be. So I went to, it got to late that night, and I knew by 9-10 o'clock that I was pretty much, it looked like destiny was playing its part, that I was to be by myself. And so I snuggled up in bed and quite comfortable, I wasn't disappointed because I didn't have an expectation. I was quite happy that this was to be my experience of being alone, and then went to bed. And, I did try and check in a little bit with my twin's higher self before I went to bed to see or feel into what he might be, whether he's trying to connect with me or not. I didn't know because I didn't have cell phone reception. And again, the message I got from my higher self and my God source creator self was just trust. The universe is working out what it's meant to do. Just keep trusting. And so I went to bed. In the morning I woke up, it was reasonably early, about 7:30, and I looked out the window. I'm in a kind of a camper van, and I looked out the window, and I swear to God, oh my gosh, I was convinced I saw my twin. I was like, is that him? Is that him walking down the road? Is that him just out here in the middle of nowhere in nature? It's kind of raining a little, and maybe it's a little bit far away in the distance. Maybe I've just woken up. Maybe I'm dreaming. Is that really him? And as he got closer and closer, I could see it was him. I was like, oh my gosh, in such shock. And as I found out that he'd actually arrived quite late in the night, he'd been driving to get there. He didn't really even know that whether I was there or not. He was also in full trust. So I just wanted to share that with you as an outcome of what happens when we put our trust in the Creator and we don't hang on to outcomes being the way that we think they should all be. It's just total surrender. And every time I have taken that really radical path of surrender and trusted that whatever shall be, and that whatever the universe has planned for me, or God or the Creator is designing it beautifully, and that is the whatever it is, I get these amazing gifts. So again, there's that Trinity, there's that relationship between God's source creating the most wonderful divine plan that I was unaware of, but completely happy with and joyous in my own energy and quite comfortable. And then my twin flame being the other part of that, and him obviously in his own surrender and trust through not even knowing whether I was even where I said I was going to be, through not being able to make contact with me and through text, and just showed up and got there late through and had driven through really bad weather, extreme fog and rain and wind, and didn't even have a vehicle, and had borrowed a friend, or asked a friend to take him, and had enlisted this friend to to come along for the adventure as well, and shown up and slept in the car, not wanted to disturb me late at night, and then was there for the next day in the morning in all his beautiful glory, and and it was just so beautiful. It was such a beautiful birthday gift. And so I hope that in sharing this information that you will understand the power of the Trinity, the power of having trust in the divine and your soul connection with the divine, and also not having expectations, not having outcomes, being completely connected to your heart, and also being okay to be with yourself as well. Like I was fine on my own, and then, was pleasantly surprised. So I'm just going to leave it there for today, and I hope that you enjoy hearing this message, and it gives you some hope to just keep that beautiful connection going between your heart and your soul and your divine, who has the most highest plan in place that could be way better than anything you are trying to create yourself. So yeah, lots of love and great, powerful, beautiful energy for your twin flame journeys. Bye.